Hi everyone, it's time for Learn the Bible with Jenny and Friends. I have Elly and Johnny back with me. Can you guys say hello? Hi. Hi. So today we are going to be reading about how Jesus fed the 5,000. 5,000? I can't even feed myself. Johnny, that's because you're a puppet. Oops. So we're going to be reading in the book of Matthew, and you can follow along in your Bible if you would like to. You might need your parents' help to find our verses, or you can just listen. So we're in Matthew 14, verses 13 to 21. Are you guys ready? Okay. So actually, right before we read, I wanted to mention that um, John the Baptist died right before these verses. So that's important to know because Jesus refers to this. So here we go. Now when Jesus heard this, he withdrew from there in a boat to a desolate place by himself. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the towns. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion on them and healed their sick. Now when it was evening, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a desolate place, and the day is now over. Send the crowds away to go into the villages and buy food for themselves." But Jesus said, "They need not go away. You give them something to eat." They said to him, "We have only 5 loaves here and 2 fish." And he said, "Bring them here to me." Then he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass, and taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven and said a blessing. Then he broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples, and the disciples gave them to the crowds. And they all ate and were satisfied. And they took up 12 baskets full of the broken pieces left over. And those who ate were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. That's cool. There were children there. Yeah, I noticed that too. Did you guys notice anything else? Yeah, I noticed that Jesus, after he learned about John the Baptist, he wanted to be by himself. Probably wanted to pray. He was probably sad. But the crowds, they weren't going to allow that. That would have really annoyed me. Me too. I would have sent those people away. That's what I would have done too. Yeah, I would have been annoyed by that too. But Jesus didn't send them away, did he? No, he healed them. He had compassion on them. That's right. His the way he acts is quite different than how we might act, isn't it? I recently heard a Bible teacher, say that when we read the Bible reads us. That means when we read the Bible, it can show us how we really feel about things, and it can show us our sinful nature. And that definitely happened to us with this passage, didn't it? Yeah. Um, is there anything else you noticed about this passage? Well, I noticed that the disciples wanted to send the crowds away too. They were just like us. That's right. Um, but once again, Jesus didn't send the crowds away, did he? Nope. He asked the disciples to find a solution to their hunger problem, and um, and he was and he there was a miracle because with 5 loaves and 2 fish, they fed 5,000 people. That's pretty outstanding, isn't it? Yeah, I've never heard of anything like that. That's pretty amazing. That's right. God can do more than we ask or imagine. That's a verse in the Bible. I can link that in the description box below. But as you read this passage, other things um, you might learn something that we didn't learn. And that's the great thing about the Bible. When we read the Bible, God can speak to us through His words, and we can read the same passage again later and learn something different. Or when someone else reads the same passage, they might get something else from it. And there's probably more we could say about this passage, but we want to keep this fairly short. But we hope this has encouraged you to read the Bible. Yeah, it's important to read the Bible for yourself. That's right, Ellie. So we want to encourage you to do that. We want to encourage you to read the Bible for yourself. And we will be back again. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to talk about. We might be talking about jealousy, though. Um, that's another one of those hard topics. But the Bible, it talks about so many different um, things. It's a great resource. It's a great book, and we do encourage you um, to read it and learn from it and seek God as you're reading it. It's a great book. So that's all for now. We will be back though, won't we, guys? Yeah, we will for sure. This is fun. That's right. Reading the Bible can be fun. Um, so I hope you're all doing well, and we will see you again very soon. Bye. Ellie has to help me shut the video off. That's why she disappeared. Bye for now.